If you've spent any time looking into YouTube growth lately, you've probably seen the explosion of channels pulling in millions of views without the creator ever showing their face. It's easy to see the appeal. Successful creators are increasingly running entire operations on just a laptop and a basic microphone, bypassing the need for expensive camera rigs and lighting setups. But right now, there are at least 8 distinct faceless formats dominating the platform. Trying to figure out which one to actually start can freeze you in your tracks. Here's the reality. Removing the visual editing burden simply transfers that friction to a different stage of the production pipeline. Choosing a channel format comes down to a strict calculation of return on investment. You need to know exactly what specific type of effort you are trading and what financial return you can realistically expect. Generally, that return falls into one of 2 buckets. You're either chasing massive, high-volume viewership for standard AdSense payouts, or you're targeting specific, highly profitable niches with back-end affiliate marketing. If you pick a niche simply because the stick figure graphics look easy to draw in MS Paint or generate with AI, you are walking into a trap. To survive long enough to see a payout, you have to match the hidden production costs of a channel directly to your own personal constraints. Let's look at the first category, the high-volume engines. These are your quiz channels and all-in-one topic breakdowns. The entire workflow here relies on building a single master template in your editing software. Once you set up the timing, the visual layout, and the sound effects, you reuse them indefinitely. From there, you use text-based AI to rapidly generate trivia questions or subtopics for that exact framework. Because formats like quizzes have built-in interactivity, viewers stay engaged trying to guess the answers. That naturally props up your audience retention without requiring complex visual edits. But the barrier to entry is virtually non-existent. Because anyone can make these, the niche gets crowded fast. To maintain a steady income, you must commit to a relentless daily upload schedule. This chart plots production friction on the bottom against per-video monetization on the side. We drop the volume engines into the low-friction, low-monetization quadrant. They are highly automated to produce, but require massive scale to pay off. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have channels built for deep, long-form utility. Think 2-hour sleep aid facts or comprehensive audiobook summaries. These formats dominate a metric called average view duration. Viewers use them to fall asleep or listen during a long commute, accumulating hours of watch time in a single session. Because YouTube classifies this content as educational, advertisers pay a premium to reach that audience. That pushes your RPM, the revenue per 1,000 views, significantly higher than standard entertainment videos. You also open up a secondary income loop. You can drop affiliate links for the exact books or productivity tools you're summarizing right into the description for passive income. Visually, these videos are incredibly minimal. Most rely on a static cover image or a subtle looping background that requires 0 on-screen movement. But here is the hidden cost. You will spend hours reading source material, synthesizing notes, and rigorously editing a flawless multi-hour audio track to ensure there isn't a single distracting breath or mic pop. Building an audience that trusts you for hours at a time is a slow burn. You might post for months before the algorithm finds your specific listener base. Updating the chart, deep utility goes in the top right corner. It demands immense patience and tedious audio processing, but it delivers the highest financial return per view. Next are the psychological simplifiers. These channels tackle heavy subjects like finance or self-improvement using extremely basic avatars like stickmen or munties with bananas. Modern social media is visually overstimulating, often leading to cognitive overload. A simple stick figure on a clean whiteboard acts as a visual filter. It strips away distractions so the viewer can process complex information without the mental fatigue caused by fast-paced editing. Mechanically, the visual execution is nearly effortless. You can literally draw these assets in MS Paint and move them around with basic keyframes. But that visual simplicity hides the real bottleneck. Your script has to be incredibly sharp. When there are no flashy edits to distract the viewer, your words carry the entire pacing and structure of the video. If you just paste a generic first draft AI script into one of these videos, the audience will click off in seconds. Basic visuals paired with weak writing is a guaranteed failure. This model replaces technical video editing with hours spent staring at a blank document, structuring arguments, and simplifying concepts. Back to the matrix. We drop the simplifiers here. Zero technical editing, but maximum creative writing friction, with a solid medium earning potential. Finally, we have the curation and storytelling channels. Think user-submitted horror narratives or true crime thread summaries. The heavy lifting in this format is entirely auditory. Visual editing is replaced by pacing out sentences, utilizing strategic pauses, and mixing dark, ambient soundscapes. The specific trap in this niche is relying on cheap text-to-speech tools. These audiences are highly sensitive to tone, and a flat, robotic AI voice destroys the necessary atmosphere instantly. Curation sits right in the middle of our chart. It offers a steady, reliable audience base, but it strictly requires top-tier vocal performance and curation skills to work. This decision flow chart is how you find your perfect match. To choose the right path, you have to honestly identify your single greatest production constraint. If you are the time-poor optimizer, you only have a few hours a week to work, and you need highly predictable output. You should build a volume engine. You accept lower views per video in exchange for a template-driven, highly automated workflow. If your goal is maximizing revenue per view and you don't care about the grind, you're the high ROI hustler. You belong in deep utility. You'll endure boring audio production and slow growth because eventual payouts justify the work. And if you hate being on camera but possess strong writing and research capabilities, you are the introverted storyteller. You should focus on the simplifiers or curation models. You completely avoid technical editing, but must spend time researching and structuring. Do not pick a channel just because the final video looks easy to make. Pick the channel where the required hidden trade-offs perfectly match your existing unfair advantage.